Welcome, viewers, to the Go Mode Podcast Overworld Glitches Tournament. My name is Tyran, and I am joined by Malmo. This is a game 1 of Schulzer versus Krithel. I don't know much more than that. Malmo can fill you in on more of the details.
Okay, so a little background on this. This is the Overworld Glitches Mentor Tournament. So during the first month, all our runners did have mentors for the races. That stage is over. We're now in brackets, and the runners have taken their training wheels off. They're running alone against each other. This is game 1 of week 2, so top 8. And they are playing against each other. This is the first game against each other. They played 2 back-to-back, but we're only restreaming the first one for now. So, yeah, in a second, the runners are going to get started.
There we go.
All right, so what is Overworld Glitches? Overworld Glitches is a mode that expects you to do out-of-bounds glitches in the overworld. So we're starting off right now. You're going to probably see some within the next 5 or 10 minutes. We've got 2 different starts here. We got Schulzer starting at Sanctuary, Krithel starting at Hylia Island. Hylia Island is an item you can get right from the start if it's something good. It is the Cane of Burna. It's kind of a question of whether that's considered worth it. Krithel is going to not get that for now, but he's probably going to hold that in his head in case he wants to do Spike Cave later. Meanwhile, Schulzer has found the hammer and bonk rocks. So, given that we have checked bonk rocks, the runners start with boots. So this actually predates open boots by quite a bit. In Overworld Glitches, it's really important to have the boots because it makes clipping out of bounds a lot easier. While it is possible to clip out of bounds without them, it's so much slower that having the boots gives you a significant advantage. I had a vanilla mushroom in the Lost Woods for Schulzer. All right, so Krithel is following Schulzer's footsteps here. He's going to do this kind of Lost World loop, and then he's going to decide whether to go south to Kakariko or go east and climb Death Mountain.
Oh.
All right, so we're going south here. So Schulzer has no bombs.
Yeah, it looks like he was about to go into Blind's hut, realized he didn't have bombs, then turned around and went to Cackwell instead, which you still need bombs, so not much here. But I guess there is money you can get in Cackwell versus there is really no money you can get from Blind's hut.
Yeah, it's a little bit
pots, so
odd. So normally when you have a boot start mode, you can get a bonk rocks bomb near the fortune teller north of Kakariko. He didn't think to do that. I think he just forgot that was an option for him.
Ooh,
all right, we've got bow and
shot. Wow.
Yeah, very nice Blind's hut.
And there's your 50 rupees that you'll need to get the rest of the bombs. But
he says
deciding to just peace out and start from his house now.
So I missed on Krithle's land. He's getting Master Sword here, so he must have found a sword at Sahasrah's closet. Sahasrah's closet is another common opener for boot start modes. Schulzer is heading that way now.
There was just the sword and some other miscellaneous items, some bombs, and I think it was a rupee.
Well, those bombs are very good for Krithel because he's going to be able to single dip Blind's hut and well. I can see what Schulzer's doing here. He's decided to route in the bomb purchase with checking Hylia Island and doing Sahasrah's closet. He's going to be a little disappointed to find more bombs in the closet here because he has just wasted his money buying 10 bombs. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, yeah, Schulzer has a bow, so he can go to Eastern.
Yeah, finding that, I believe it was in Blind's Hut. Being able to do that while you're over here is good. We saw a map check on Krithel's side. I don't think we've seen one from Schulzer's yet. And it was a crystal.
Yeah, I can see now his decision to save and quit out of Kakariko, probably based on finding that bow there and being able to full clear Eastern, which makes a lot of sense because his continued route through there would have put him in a place where he has the potential to orphan a lot of checks. When you go south of Kakariko, you're actually passing through Desert Palace, and there's a lot of stuff in the overworld there that you can get to, like Checkerboard Cave, the Shovel Dig Spot. Those are things you kind of want those items for before you get there if you can. Same goes for Bombo's Tablet. That is an item you can just clip to. So going here early risks orphaning those locations.
Yeah, but unfortunately, all those locations require pretty much a different item. Gloves, a book, Master Sword, which you already have, luckily enough, or the shovel. So it's kind of 3 separate items, and I feel that holding off too long wouldn't be a great thing, especially with the other checks that you can do down there.
You don't wait for all of them. You kind of just hope for at least some of them. For example, Schulzer found a bottle in Eastern Palace, so that's going to allow him to check Sick Kid on his second trip here. However, there's also
a bottle in
here.
Library, so
yeah. Oh, it always feels kind of bad though. You have to like backtrack to check that.
With Overworld Glitches, you can just grab K45 right off the bat. You don't need Dark World Access or Mirror, correct?
You sure can.
That's just a free check there.
Now, another thing that Krithel could, in theory, do is Magic Bat. Even without glitches, he could get there. The thing that's stopping him right now is magic. He has no magic in his magic meter. He doesn't have the cane for fake powder. So he has to put that off.
Forgive the dog. She's been put out now. Looks like Krithel is going to be clipping out of bounds and going down to desert, checking the ledge, and Blue Boomerang isn't terrible.
This was our first glitch, wasn't it?
I believe so, yes.
Usually your first glitch is going up the mountain, but because both of them... What
Silvers?
Is this?
That was Silvers already?
This is a vanilla bow and a vanilla mushroom already.
Is this even randomized?
Schulzer's in chat saying he was not in his Overworld Glitches mode. He apparently is in his NMG mode because he just found 2 vanilla items.
Yeah, right. He's getting mode bleed.
Yeah, he's been, grinding out for like the semifinals for league, so I can't blame him for that.
Oh,
there's
that flute now. That's going to be much faster than glitching up the mountain, I would imagine.
It might be.
Depends on when you can get it activated.
If you can find a way to route Kakariko back in before going up the mountain, it's faster. But if the only thing you're going to CAC for is to activate your flute, it will actually be faster to climb the mountain manually. If Krithel finds that bottle and decides, hey, I want to go to Sick Kid, I want to check that magic powder I orphaned earlier because it didn't have magic.
Krithel already has a bottle. Found one in library. But hasn't yet gone back to Sick Kid. So, and here's magic. So this could be magic powder. So there are a few things leading Krithel back to Kakariko at this point.
I did see him go back up to Sick Kid. He did not check the powder, so he'd have to go back for that alone, which is a reasonable play. Fighting Armos will fill his magic if he goes there next.
Yeah. But Schulzer did very aptly and quickly clear out Desert Palace. Nice and easy. Have the bow already. Silvero fight just makes Armos a joke. But yeah, heading up the mountain now.
Schulzer is climbing the mountain. This is called New Death Mountain Ascent. He's going to try again. He kind of did the wrong inputs afterward. What this does is this gets you to the Old Man Cave by kind of wrapping you around the screen to Bumper Ledge. in the light world, and then you drop down to Old Man Cave. There you go. I think he was forgetting to tap right first. Drop down to the Old Man Cave, and you can rescue the old man. So he missed an input there. He has to correct his camera here so he can see what he's doing. And then he's going to clip down here as a backup. This is a very good backup to know because it's a lot faster than redoing the clip. I think Krithel is going to follow, maybe go activate. Nope. He says no to the flute. This is a mountain climb. Now, Krithel has some experience in restricted major glitches speedruns, so he's a little bit more practiced at this clip.
That was very quick.
Yeah, that is a clip you do in the speedrun. There's a glove from the old man. Normally required to get to the old man if you don't have a flute. We don't need that in this mode.
Schulzer looks like he's screen wrapping, I think it's called, into Hera.
Yep. So that's kind of works a similar way. You just drop off the bottom of the screen and it wraps you around to the top. The top of the screen happens to be Tower of Hera, so you can just clip right in.
Much faster than climbing up the old boring way, too.
Yeah, you can still get dead rock, though.
Yeah.
One of the dangers of this mode is with how early Old Man is accessible, you can easily die here if the dead rocks aren't cooperating. Alright, we've got a hair pot from Schulzer. He's using the spin speed method, getting some hook speed and then trying to clip in with his hook speed here. It's going to take a couple tries. But each attempt is quick enough that even if you're not consistent, you can still kind of get it in a comparable amount of time to using a bomb. And Krithel says, oh, he's going to death warp out just to heal a little bit.
Yeah, he was at 1 heart, so don't blame him there. That looks very intentional.
This is also a pendant. Schulzer is rewarded with just blue mail here. It doesn't look like this is going to punish him for skipping it. Alright, so Krithel's going to cross the mountain. This is another clip where you start with a downwards teleport, where you get on a specific pixel and the game kicks you out, but it kicks you out too far, and then you just wiggle your way up the mountain. Puts you on this conveniently placed land bridge where you can just cross the mountain. Don't need the hammer or hook shot despite having both.
If you do it quickly, I can see how it is definitely faster.
Yeah, well the benefit of this is, first of all, he had to drop down to check Spectacle Rock Cave, and then getting back up is not trivial, so it is faster to clip across than to get back up. And then if you were to drop down and get use the hook shot spot, he would not be on the right side of Spiral Cave and would have to climb the mountain an extra time. So this is optimal for him. Schulzer is probably going to do the same thing. Interesting that he did fight Moldorm for the pendant and no item. I wasn't counting if he got both items out of Tower of Hera or not.
His tracker says he only got 1.
Yeah. Okay, so he's confirming item in the big chest that he skipped by hair potting. Of course, Krithel skipped that too.
Yeah, but basement's so slow.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's a last location from most people. If you're gonna go up Tower of Hera with hair pot, and then there's an item in the big chest, you're committing to not getting that for a while.
Oh yeah. That is instantly been moved to a last location.
I almost think part of Krithel's decision to skip Hera altogether might have been so that doesn't get orphaned, so that he has another check to route it in with, which is the other item that's upstairs. Now, he's going to be 1 mail upgrade down from Schulzer for a good portion of the run, unless he finds one soon. Alright, Krithel is going to Zora. So this is a clip down. He's either going to Zora or the waterfall. Yeah, this is Zora. Zora's domain is actually just directly below the mountain. So you just drop off the mountain and it puts you here on that transition. He doesn't have enough money to check it, so he's going to go splash delete to waterfall, which actually he can't do because he doesn't have a moon pearl. Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, I don't...
Yeah, this isn't going to be good for him because he actually cannot get the items inside from this direction. The only way he can do this is by water walking.
And you need the moon pearl. Oh, I think he realized it there.
He realizes it.
He's like,
yes.
Wait, what am I doing?
Alright. I think he's going to turn in his mushroom now. That's the closest. That's the only place I could think of him going. He has the option to turn in the mushroom and then click down the eastern for a little extra speed. Alright, where is Schulzer going? He is dropping down, which makes me think he's going to clip directly to the witch. Because that's really the only thing you can do from down here when you don't have the mitts.
Oh!
Yeah.
And there's your moon pearl.
This is a really good, this is a really cool clip. He drops
do you go
down.
back up and...
Yeah. So what he did was he transitioned there, but he did some really specific inputs, holding up to hit the transition in exactly the right way to put him in what we call a funny auto walk thing, where you kind of just move independently of your D-pad, passing through all collision. And that's going to get him to his moon pearl pretty quickly. So he gained a lot of time on Krithel just by not trying to splash delete, waterfall, and so on. The only thing Krithel has done now that Schulzer hasn't done is those checks that he left behind in Kakariko Village and Desert. Alright, so Schulzer has Dark World access now. He's checking his map to see where to go next. Interesting to note he has not corrected his camera. So he's probably going to Ganon's Tower here. So this is another screen wrap very similar to Tower of Hera, but it gets you to GT instead. You can do it with or without a corrected camera. You correct your camera by walking into a dungeon or into a connector cave, and that fixes your camera. For this clip, you don't need to correct it. Alright, yeah, Schulzer's in chat. This is his first time doing that DMD to Witch. And he got it first try. It's a pretty finicky one. If you mess up, you usually just soft walk. You get stuck on the rocks up there. And you have to save and quit. Oh, Krithel has done Eastern. Right, so Schulzer's done Eastern and Krithel hasn't. So they've kind of just done different things. But they're pretty close to each other. Alright, let's talk about Ganon's Tower for a bit. This is considered open with only the Moon Pearl, and then whatever is required to clear the items inside, which means the game fill algorithm does not do a junk fill. Unlike it does, you know, in no glitches modes where it says, okay, like any number between 1 and 15, it's going to be junk before we place anything useful here. This mode does not do that. It just assumes this is like any other dungeon you can get to. Which makes this quite a lucrative play if you have the items necessary to clear it from the inside.
Yeah, the only thing he's really missing is the Cane of Samaria to do the compass room stuff. The rest, other than that, you can get down and you can go all the way up, assuming you have access to the GT Big Key and it's not in compass room.
So if he were to go all the way up, he would be very sad when he reaches Torches 1 because he wouldn't have any fire to light the torches.
Oh, okay, not quite all the way up, yeah.
This is a mistake that it's very easy to make in here because you usually think like, oh, but surely I'm in GT, I have a fire source by now, right? But because GT is so accessible so early, it's really easy to forget that you do need fire for the climb. Alright, the big key is in Rando Room. Let's hope, for Schulzer's sake, that he remembers that too. Oh, yeah, Krebel in chat is pointing out Krithel has gambled Eastern Palace. Big key chest. Actually, I think he didn't. Because he came here without the big key. He had to get the big key from that chest. So what you're seeing there is he actually looped around, got the big chest, and then went north because he had to go get the big key out of the big chest.
Yeah, Krithel did get his silvers as well, so...
Because I do remember him, like, trying to open the chest and saying you don't have the big key and having to go left or right. So that's a French vanilla red mail. Not far from its vanilla location. Schulzer does remember he doesn't have fire, so he's gonna leave. Okay, so we're doing another wraparound to here up here. I think Schulzer is just going to go off the mountain now. There isn't really anywhere else to go from here, either off the mountain or across the mountain to do Hookshot Cave. I think Hookshot Cave is the correct play here because you can go to Pod afterward. Yeah, so we're going to go across the mountain. This is a really lucrative play. We have a lot of stuff necessary. We can do all of Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave. And then we can drop down to Catfish, kind of like how Krithel dropped down to Zora. And then there's a little teleport you can do that gets you to Pod quicker. And Krithel is thinking the exact same thing. Only difference is he did not go to GT. So am I mistaken? GT didn't have anything good in it besides the big key?
Yeah, but the big key, half magic, I think was in there as well.
Yeah, and the red mail. So Krithel is a little bit squishier because he skipped the blue mail in Tower of Hera and he hasn't been to GT yet. So he's on 5 hearts for lampless, fire rodless Pod. I would feel a lot better in Schulzer's position.
Yeah.
You actually have almost nothing to make the turtle room easier. I think that ether was actually a really good find for Krithel because that's going to make things a lot better for him if he decides to go to the back. Alright, high five in Super Bunny Cave. Ether for TR. We don't need the medallion to get in, but it can be logically required to get keys out of the front. Kind of good to take a peek at it when you're passing by it. I'm a little confused if Schulzer has skipped Hookshot Cave or just not marked Ether yet.
He just hasn't marked Ether. He did go to Hookshot Cave.
Okay, as long as he knows he has it. It's probably not important with Meyer being a pendant, but... So Schulzer's going to Pod. There's a little downward teleport you can do here that puts you right next to Pod, skipping a lot of the maze navigation. You still have to backtrack slightly to get Kiki, but it's so much faster.
Oh yeah, that's a nice place.
It is really nice. Very black.
Corrupted sprites. Yeah, or corrupted palettes, yes.
Yeah, it's like an imported palette. This is the Dark Death Mountain palette, and that black comes from the Void. Because you didn't, you just did screen transitions. You didn't do any overworld transitions from the underworld, so the game didn't load in the correct palette. If Krithel is doing Pod, he is much braver than I am. Schulzer has the mail upgrade advantage here. Much more likely to survive that dark turtle room.
Yeah, whole two 2 males, over Krithel.
That's actually significant here. I mean, maybe Krithel can pull it off.
Yeah.
But this is some really scary equipment for that room. I think ether is your best bet. If you have anything in your potions. Do you happen to know what's in the bottles?
One of them was empty. The other was a red potion.
Okay, red potion would be nice.
I don't believe I've seen Krithel use the red potion yet. And I don't think he bought any when he was at the witch's hut either, so...
Yeah, maybe he intended to and then found the moon pearl and decided he doesn't need to fake flute. So we probably won't be seeing any fake flutes today, which is a little sad. A fake flute is a little glitch you can do in the overworld where you use a potion on the same frame you transition, specifically a blue potion, and it puts you in a flute menu. Schulzer has forgotten to hit the switch here.
So far, the front of pod just having its numerous keys like it is required to have.
Where is he going? Did he find the big key in the front?
Yeah, the big key was in the first chest.
Okay, so this actually makes sense then. He found the big key and then he found 2 small keys. There's something in the front that's not necessarily a small key, but we can get that later. In fact, he'll probably just get it on the way to Helmasaur. Krithel's doing a more conventional route, getting the drop-down chest first. I don't think it really matters which one you do first. Krithel, of course, has a chance to find something that would make pod nicer, like the lamp. So I can see why he would do this. Yeah, I admit I have not been counting keys in here, so I don't actually know if these were for sure keys or not.
Like I said, lampless pod is not that difficult. I guess you don't have the fire rod either, so you can't light the torches, so that total room is actually going to be pretty bad, actually, now that I think about it. So, yeah. Don't mind me. I wouldn't want... If you have the fire rod, that total room's not nearly as bad. You can just light the torches that are in there, but...
This is definitely interesting to watch. This is not easy what they're doing here.
Oh, no.
No matter how good you are, those turtles can get out of hand. There's a little bit of RNG involved. Schulzer takes a death in here. I think he was on purpose. If he's in the dark maze, he has no mirror. I'm not actually sure because I didn't really follow his movement. I guess we'll know if he goes back in the dark maze, if it was on purpose or not.
Well, we'll see what Krithel does in here as well.
Because Schulzer skipped some keys.
Yeah.
I think that was on purpose, because he skipped some keys in the front, requiring a hammer yump so he could get to the back. But the hammer yump doesn't matter if you exit out that door, so your only way out is to death warp. Alright, and Krithel is definitely death warping. Those were his own bombs he hit himself on.
Yeah.
This is a very nice pod, getting to skip these front chests here with the keys. Counting keys in pod can save you quite a bit of time if you get the right layout. Alright, Schulzer is using his NMG vision to get through this room. Look at that. Just hit hammer, do the spin, cast ether for the remaining ones. That was actually perfect. I've never seen that before.
That's very good.
I can't even do that in the light.
Right? I hate that room with light. It's doing that good in the dark. That is definitely props to Schulzer there.
I think that was one of the most beautiful dark turtles I've ever seen. Alright, Krithel has a lot to live up to here, and a lot more to lose having no male upgrades. So let's see how he handles it. Schulzer is opting to use his sword rather than silver arrows. Probably just for speed, not having to quick swap or menu. Obviously very confident in it, so nothing to lose by doing that instead. Alright, so this is a blue potion.
Krithel did buy a blue pot.
He did. This is very scary.
Oof. Yeah, that's...
I see the other one. He's got to drink that potion again.
There's the red pot. Now he's out.
Alright, using those sword beams to good effect. He's got one more at least. Oh, okay, so Schulzer did an attempt at a graveyard ledge clip, but missed. I don't know if this is going to work. He's going to get dropped into Houlihan. Maybe he's trying to. I don't think so. Because obviously saving Quit to Link's house would have been faster. So what happened there was he was trying to get to Graveyard Ledger King's Tomb and missed the clip and got auto-walked instead of just landing on the top and rerouted to South Shore to Hype Cave. Actually worth noting, I don't think either of them has done South Shore yet.
No. I don't think I've seen the dam or Moldarm's Cave for either of them.
Alright, Krithel made it through. This is good. He's just got a kind of sketchy Helmasaur fight. He's being very careful here, but he does remember that he has the silvers, and he is home free.
Schulzer is saying that he just forgot he had silvers, so...
That's fair.
Yeah.
How often
you don't
do you get
typically have silvers... Yeah, right? It's...
It is very nice, isn't it? Both runners are using the same tracker. We are just capturing their trackers. If I haven't mentioned this before, this is a vodcast, which means that the runners have already played the game. Commentary is live, but the race is not live. Both runners are in chat, too, giving us some intel on what's going through their minds. Krithel's going to South Shore now. This doesn't really get faster unless you did... Yeah, this is like a little mire shed dip. I don't think he's going to actually go into mire here, having no cane and it's dependent. No fire source either. And no medallion.
And also, yep, there looks like Quake, yeah.
It is Quake. That's good. We don't want to see that.
Right?
Pendant Mire has a bit of a reputation in Overworld Glitches. Because of how
Pendant Pod and Glitchless?
Yeah, you can kind of just like walk there, so if you have the medallion, you can enter. You always have the boots, so you can always enter from the inside as well.
Yeah.
Alright, he's doing another teleport. He's on the wrong bump, so he has to go one lower. I didn't really mention this before, but the way they're clipping in is by hitting A and direction at the same time. It moves them one frame at a time. We call that dash buffering.
And that lets you get into the diagonal screens and being on the right pixel. The game gets really confused where to send you and it tries to kick you out. It's like, oh, you should be down here. Oh yeah, sure. Totally, supposed to be a large portion of tiles south of where I was actually supposed to be.
Yep.
Or north, depending on which bump what pitch on the bump you're on.
Yeah, the game is trying to do the right thing by getting you back in bounds. It just gets a little confused. Alright, Schulzer's doing 2 up teleports here to get out of the race game screen onto Village of Outcasts screen without the mitts. Even with the mitts, this is faster. So you're going to see this a lot in Overworld Glitches races.
Unfortunately for Krithel, all of that work that he did in South Shore, nothing there.
Yeah. If this seed works out the right way, we might never see it from Schulzer's side, but knowing how trolly some of these item locations can be, he's probably going there at some point. So this isn't really a gain for Krithel. The only thing that would make South Shore faster is having some money for Zora to, check that, because neither of them has done so. And then also activating your flute. Flippers in Thieves Town. Where is Schulzer going? What is this movement? Is this actually faster? I've never seen it before.
Say.
He actually transitioned down and then up again.
Did find the flippers though. That's a good one to get. Need that for Swamp Palace. Can't do it until we have the mirror, unless you know something I don't with Overworld Glitches to get in there. But I don't think there's anything that can get you in there.
The glitch is required, first of all, because it is indoors. They would be not allowed in this mode. But second, it requires some pretty heavy-duty glitches to skip flippers in Swamp. Of course, you can skip flippers for ice by getting in with the mitts with a fake flipper, but flippers are actually sometimes required for a clip into ice when you don't have the mitts. So those flippers might be cluing him into Ice Palace as soon as he gets that fire weapon.
I was talking more about needing the mirror. You still need the mirror to do Swamp, right? There's not something fancy you can do to... Yeah.
There is a glitch that is indoors, not allowed in this mode, that does allow you to do Swamp without a mirror.
But Krithel will be getting their Cane of Samaria off of the dig game. I don't think it was too many digs, so there it is.
Samaria is kind of a gross item to find because all the things it unlocks are not very clearable. What can you do? You can do like Tile Room, part of Turtle Rock, but no Fire Rod. So it's not very appealing.
It gives you access to the rights to Compass Room.
No! Why? Schulzer found Quake in the back of Thieves Town. Now we can do Mire without Fire Source. I don't think we're going to actually do that. That would be very mean if the seed expected us to do Mire without a Fire Source.
Yeah, that wouldn't be nice. Yeah, with Krithel not being into GT yet, I wouldn't be surprised if that cane led him up there.
I think the cane only
unlocks one chest.
The cane only unlocks one chest for him. Again, no Fire Source.
Oh, Fire Source. Yeah. I forget that's a thing.
We're actually really close to Rod's Go mode, which is super uncomfortable because those can be in a lot of nations. Because it is Mirror and Rods that we're missing.
Yeah, Mirror and both Rods, yeah.
Oh, that's a vanilla item. What is this? We found mitts in Thieves Town Big Chest. So we had bow in Eastern Big Chest, mushroom in the mushroom spot. This is a bit of a loaded Thieves Town, but it's loaded with things you don't really want to see. So that's kind of funny. This is quite a bit of progress for being only 40 minutes into the seed, though. Not to say this is going to be Jet or anything, but we've done quite a bit of the world by now. I think we've skipped some locations that are in the early spheres. We haven't done Graveyard Ledge Kingston, which are both Sphere 1. Most notably, we haven't done any of the Escape or the Uncle.
No.
Runners like to wait for the mirror to check Uncle because you can route that in with a Pyramid Fairy mirror clip. But when you're getting close to possibly Mirror and Rod's go mode, maybe you should start thinking about those checks. Because Mirror can just be in there. Alright. This is a quick hammer pegs check from Schulzer. He found the mitts in here, so this is easy to get to. You don't need the mitts to get to hammer pegs, but the methods to get in here are slow and kind of isolate you because they lock you into this location. The only way out would be to like clip out through the water, and that's slow. So he's going to do this now. A Smith World Tour, maybe.
Looks like that's what's about to happen.
This is interesting because he won't be able to do Skull Woods from front entrances. He has to drop in from the holes to get Smith in there, and he won't be able to end one without dropping into a hole there. So I'm thinking he just doesn't do Skull Woods yet? Yeah.
Nope, just checking bumper ledge and then piecing out.
I can't blame you. Skull Woods is a pendant. It's not even clearable. You could walk in there and find absolutely nothing. Alright, we get to see your first escape. This time, this is where he's really going. He's not going to drop into Houlihan because he didn't mess up his camera descending Death Mountain. It kind of makes sense for him to do this because he actually never returned to Kakariko after not finding bombs. He still has back of Blind's hut, right?
He's yes, he still has back of Blind's hut, his chicken house, activating the flute, and then
yeah, this is actually really clever. Really clever of him.
Yeah.
You don't normally think like, oh, I'm gonna just leave Kakariko and never come back. You can get in with things later, and when you have so much of the world open, it's not even a bad thing to do. I really like this play.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a little bit more too. He can do checkerboard cave. He has a glove. He has magic for the bat.
Doesn't have mushroom or powder. He turned it in his mushroom and he has not gotten the powder yet, so can't do the bat.
Where was the powder? Oh, powder was south of here. I remember now. It was in desert. So you're right. He doesn't have the powder. Oh, powder is awkward, but if he activates his flute, he can just fly back here. The flute's not... Oh, the flute's there too. Oh, that's awkward. Yeah, I think you just don't activate flute in this seed.
Flute.
Oh, it's in desert.
Yeah.
Big chest.
Right.
Oh, he didn't even... Oh, powder was here, but flute wasn't.
Powder was there. I mixed up those locations.
I did too, yeah.
I was thinking that powder was in... Yep, okay.
I just remember Krithel finding something and wondering if he would clip back up to turn it in.
Yeah.
Krithel is dipping Skull Woods. Let's see if he finds anything good here. Because that could be very big for him. Imagine just checking Blind's hut with the Smith in tow. Something you only see in, like, inverted.
Yeah, you don't really see that much. It's not, The weirdest place I've seen the Smith is somebody took him into the Ganon fight once.
Oh, as a meme?
Just because? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
It wasn't a spoiler race, so they knew they were, like, 10 minutes ahead of their opponent, so they just picked up the smith before they went and did Ganon.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you get into this weird situation where you're one item from go mode and you pick up the smith and then find your go mode and hammer pegs. And then you have to turn in the smith anyway because he's following you. Yeah, so the reason Schulzer didn't dip Skullwoods is because he chose to pick up the smith instead, which is a guaranteed item. And Skullwoods would have been really awkward to route with the smith. He wouldn't have been able to use the entrances. He would have had to use drop downs only and skip the middle chest.
Oof.
He's skipping desert again. He really doesn't want to go there without a fire source, huh?
Not necessarily a bad thing for him, considering that the fire source isn't there. And
yeah, well, it could be. It
the
could
only
be
thing
in
that would be there would
Checkerboard.
be flute.
Checkerboard Cave is unchecked at the moment.
Yes,
But this is much more dense. Alright, Krithel's probably going to do flute activation with the smith turn in here. This is the best time to activate your flute if you're going to do it. And he'll get to check the powder as well. You have the boots, Krithel. You can just bonk that. Did we see Dark Cross from Schulzer?
No, he left immediately after getting the 3 items in the back.
Dark Cross is a guaranteed item because we got the map in Sanctuary.
The map and then the compass was in the back there, so it does indeed have to be something.
Yeah, map and small key. It could be that Schulzer intends to just do it from the front later and didn't want to do the key rat. Alright, he's going to Hobo instead, but he has the flippers. This makes sense because your water walk is more valuable for Hobo than it is for Zora when you have the flippers, because you lose it immediately right before entering the portal.
Yeah, when you have the flippers and you're water walking, if you go over light water or shallow water, then you lose it.
I should mention too that minor glitches in the overworld, like fake flippers, are also in logic, which makes Hobo a Sphere 1 check.
Yeah, it'd be kind of weird if major glitches were and minor weren't.
Yeah, there's a couple minor that are not in logic, for example, fake powder, but that's because you can turn in the mushroom and lose it forever.
Yeah. I imagine that would be similar to key logic of being able to lock yourself out of a room.
Exactly.
They make sure you have the right amount of keys, so that one makes sense to never be put in logic in any mode. We will be getting our first Zora check, though.
I don't think we saw any of Graveyard Ledger King's Tomb. I think we saw Schulzer attempt it.
No.
And miss.
He was attempting one, but didn't get the positioning right.
Yeah, no, they have mitts for King's Tomb, but I don't think they went there. I think they just went straight to the back of Escape.
Yeah.
Schulzer's asking why hover is not in logic. Well, I mean,
it's inside, not outside.
It is. It is inside. Yeah, that's not the reason, but it is inside. There are a couple glitches inside that are in logic, but those are only the ones that skip the Moon Pearl. So Super Bunny and Dungeon Bunny Revival are in logic, mostly because it just makes the game more interesting. All right, this is. I'm not sure why he corrected his camera there. That might have been an accident, but Graveyard Ledge Clip also Sphere 1, because you can just drop right off the mountain and do it. You can drop to King's Tomb and check that too, because he has the mitts. Otherwise, it would have to be a separate clip from a save and quit. Yeah, so I think he was trying to drop into Houlihan there, but because he scrolled his camera up before dropping down to Graveyard Ledge, it actually corrected his camera and disarmed his Houlihan. I think it still would have been faster to save and quit to Link's house than to walk out of King's Tomb, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's probably close.
Checkerboard Cave is trash. Schulzer's going to find out very soon as well, because he hasn't done this south stuff yet to Desert. He's going to end his route at Nagina's Cave. Oh, he didn't even do Library. He must have fluted out of Kakariko. Oh no, he didn't flute.
Not even bothering to pick up the bottle. I guess I got red mail and 13 hearts. I'm good. I don't need bottle safeties.
It's funny, both of them are almost an hour into the season and are still doing Sphere 1 checks. And they still have quite a few to go in the escape. Schulzer says no to the boomerang. He's already done the thing that boomerang is good for, which is the little switch room in Ganon's Tower. Gosh, how evil would it be if your progression was just in Mire?
Oh, that wouldn't be fun.
At least give us a fire source before making us go in there.
Alright.
Has either runner marked their... Yeah, they have marked the red crystals. Those are...
Yep.
That can only be Mirror and Pyramid Fairy. If we find the Mirror, we can just get in there with a clip. But we would have to find both rods before Mirror and Pyramid Fairy is a possibility. And we would also need a lamp before it's in Logic, because back of TR still requires normal traversal. The only logical way to get in is to clip in through the middle or to use the medallion in the front. There is an out-of-logic way to get to Laser Bridge that's possible without the mirror, but much easier with it. I don't think we're going to do that until we find Fire Rod, unless the game makes us, because that's a really awful location to go to.
Yeah.
I wonder if Krithel goes to... Where is he going? Oh, he's going to Ganon's Tower. He hasn't been yet. This makes a lot of sense.
Nope. Yeah. Especially, he'll be able to do a few more checks.
One more check.
One more.
Tile room.
Yeah. Still no fire source. Look, I'm so used to always having a fire source going into GT.
Be careful. You're going to get to the top and be very sad. Spike Cave is a new check for us, I think.
Yes.
Schulzer could have gone in, but he didn't have an Invince item at the time, even though there was one in Logic sitting on Hylia Island.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been able to exit, so he didn't go in. It wasn't anything, though. We haven't found progression in what feels like years.
It has been quite a while. I mean, at this point, though, we're only, like I said, we're only looking for...
Krithil's in trouble.
Technically, a lamp would be progression.
Oh, so close.
That was very close. We're looking for a lamp would unlock more. Give us a little bit of progression, but Fire Rod would probably be the preferred source of progression at this point.
You want Fire Rod so you can do TR and only isolate Trinex, which isn't even really that isolated because you can get in pretty easily.
So using Major Glitches, can you get directly into the Laser Bridge entry?
Yes. There is something we call a mirror wrap. You use the mirror on a transition. But there's also a mirrorless version of that wrap that you do from somewhere else. It's a little bit more advanced, and there's actually a decent chance our runners don't know how to do it. I think Krithel yeeted himself when trying to do GT clip and got kind of put on the wrong screen, so he saved and quit because that's a safe thing to do when you get put on the wrong screen. You can get yeeted if you clip out of the wrong spot. Alright, Schulzer is making really good use of that spin speed cape escape from... Where's he going?
The warp that Krithel used, is that the one that's just below Tower of Hera?
Yes, it is. It's still there even though it's invisible. Schulzer's climbing the mountain in MG. I guess it's faster than save and quit. Which means that he probably has plans. He's going to drop into Turtle Rock and not be able to exit, so this makes sense. Alright, we're doing TR without the fire rod. Yay. Everybody's favorite. I still think this is better than Meyer without fire. You have to be a little bit careful with how you spend keys here because you can get yourself medallion locked, requiring an extra trip up the mountain to get in from the front.
They have the medallion they need though, so...
They do, it's just slow.
Yeah.
Personally, I would just do it. I mean, okay, personally I would do mirrorless, but if I wasn't going to do mirrorless wrap, I would just spend the key here like Schulzer's doing right now, because if it locks you out, you have a backup. If you're missing the medallion, then it's very dangerous. Then you force yourself into either finding the medallion or wrapping into the back to get a key.
Let's see, is Ultra gonna get lucky and find a key here?
Nope.
Nope.
he's gonna death warp, get the big chest, and go forward. Laser Bridge is still not in logic because he doesn't have the lamp, but he'll probably go there anyway. If he goes to Laser Bridge, he can death warp out and get the key from the back, and then continue to the front again, which will be faster than trying to reclimb the mountain and use ether.
Krithel will be grabbing their blue mail here in a little bit. And finally getting some type of health.
Yeah, there's probably a key on Laser Bridge Schulzer can get and be able to go through the front without using a medallion. I think with Krithel having 3 keys here, there is an item in the tile room. And that's going to be a check we didn't see yet. So if that's fire, then that's very good for him, because imagine convincing yourself to go back to TR or GT just for tile room.
Yeah, that's a hard sell. Rip Bob.
Alright, you did get a key. There could have been 3 keys in the front. That's the only way he would be locked out, I think. I'm not even sure if that would lock him out. I think 3 keys in the front, he could still get one in the back, but he spent a key, so yeah, that would be a lockout. Yeah. So Schulzer's not going to the front because he might only find a small key because there are 2 of them up there. Yeah, he doesn't have the fire rod, so he could go back to the front just for a small key, and that would hurt. That's a hard sell too. Like, you don't even necessarily get an item. Why would you do that? It's kind of the benefit.
We are seeing our first.
Krithel, please.
Escape.
Krithel. No, he's climbing the tower without fire.
Krithel.
Krithel.
I made this mistake already, like twice while coming. Oh,
No, you calmed cursed it.
I'm sorry. It's my bad.
This is so sad. You can get so far before realizing you don't have fire. I hope that when he tries to menu to Fire Rod in Gauntlet, he'll realize that he can't do the climb. So at least not do. Yes, okay.
Oh, yes!
Yay!
We're good.
Much earlier than I realized. If he had a mentor, the mentor would be screaming at him, but he doesn't have one, so he's on his own.
Oh.
Although I fully admit, as a mentor, I have told people to do the climb without fire and had them remind me. So, mentor doesn't save you from everything. Krithel is trying to do graveyard descent and missing. Not doing the correct inputs after jumping. He'll just try again because he doesn't have very much else to do.
Krithel didn't do tile room though.
He didn't because
the one check that he could do.
Yeah. Well, he saved and quit. He doesn't have the mirror, so he would have had the death warp. Did he do Kingston clip with the mitts?
He didn't have the mitts, or he has the mitts, but he didn't use the mitts. He flipped down.
This is funny. He's doing the Overworld Glitches strat to get to Kingston, but he actually could have just done this and then dropped down and open it with the mitts. But it's so easy to get into Overworld Glitch brain and not even realize that.
I think the Schulzer not finding much in the front of escape, just the shovel, which he's going to go turn in right now.
What even is left besides tile room and mire?
Shovel.
Tile room, mire, shovel.
Yeah. Have we? Yeah, we saw.
Did we see Zora? Yeah, we saw Zora.
Yeah, we saw Zora. It was just bombs from both runners. Yeah,
this is awful.
I think that's we
Purple
can't.
chest.
Yeah, we can't get ice pounds. Purple chest. Yeah.
I think Schulzer is going there now. He might activate his flute on the way because he has it. Probably thinking, I found nothing on the smith chain. I wasted a ton of time doing that, so might as well complete it and activate my flute. Little does he know, this seed is trolling. Krithel just as hard, so he's not necessarily behind. Sometimes the seed is going, just really not going your way, but it really not goes your way so much
Schulzer
that it actually
also has Skull Woods. He hasn't done.
He has not. Oh, this makes sense. So he does Skull Woods and he picks up the. He doesn't do Skull Woods.
Or
not. Rebel is pointing out one location left in logic we haven't talked about. It's not Ped. We can't do that yet.
No, we can't. Oh, wait. Can we?
No, we don't have fire.
Oh, Fire Rod, Skull Woods.
Yeah.
Yep. I was gonna say, Misery Mire could be completable.
Well, Misery Mire is not in logic anyway without fire. Oh, you need the lamp.
Oh, you
for
do?
Logical access to.
Oh, yeah, Dark Room. Yeah.
So this is actually how I lose races. I just forget locations because I don't use a map tracker.
I'm trying to think. Oh, there's a book. Okay, that's a few more locations.
It's two things.
A few, you know.
But at least it's right here. Schulzer's doing a teleport. He could actually do it on the other side. I think a lot of people learn this one because where you come from desert. But you can actually do this clip on the other side. It's identical. Just a downward teleport. We did Magic Bat. Schulzer routed that in with his Smith chain check. He's probably going to chase Ether, because what else would you do?
Just trying to think of that last location.
Ice
You got
Palace.
me racking my brain.
No, it's not Ice Palace. We don't have fire.
Yeah, we don't have Bombos or Fire Rod to get into
That's
Ice
my
Palace.
major glitches brain messing up again.
Yeah.
There is a way to get in there with glitches you're not allowed to do in this mode. But we cannot do it without Fire Rod or Bombos yet. Oh, it's Hair Big Chest. Krithel's gonna do that.
Oh yeah.
He might not actually do it because he has a little bit more to do than Schulzer, but when you're doing pendant hair this late and you find nothing up here, I feel like you have to do the big chest. But this is me knowing that nothing else is good. Krithel doesn't know that because he still has some things left that are not good but not bad either. Well, they're bad. They're just not this bad.
No, yeah, fire. Chat's pointing out we can't do it because the big key's in the basement.
Oh, fire. Well, there's the front of TR. Schulzer's doing what's probably a key in the front of TR. I just kind of discounted it because it's probably a key. But you're right, that is a potential Fire Rod location. It can happen. It can happen without major glitches even. Just Fire Rod and TR is a thing.
Yeah.
This must feel so bad to play. I feel bad for these runners. You go like an hour without progression. I want to say 30 minutes ago.
Oh, there's the mirror. Okay, that's a pretty big one.
No, that unlocks 2 locations. Oh, and Swamp.
What?
Okay, it's
Swamp Palace. I mean, it unlocks all in Swamp. There's a lot of stuff in Swamp.
You know, I see the mirror. I see the mirror, and I think Pyramid Fairy. I don't think of like the normal uses of the mirror. But you're right, Swamp Palace, totally in logic now. It's probably nothing. It's probably just in Mire, because it's always Mire.
So, you can get you're saying that you can get the Pyramid Fairy without the crystals?
Yes, there's a thing called Pyramid Fairy Offset Portal, where you wrap your screen, place the portal down, and because your screen is wrapped, the portal gets placed in the wrong location. And then you can walk into that mirror at Hyrule Castle Courtyard and clip into the Pyramid Fairy. Alright, Krithel's doing mirrorless TR. This is really good for him because this will get him to the front of TR. He's going to catch up to Schulzer here because he's going to get that mirror. And that's going to scream Swamp at him.
So, why is Krithel doing this rather than just walking in?
Because to avoid the situation Schulzer was in, where he made it to Chain Chomp's room and didn't have a key to progress forward, going in the back allows you to get there with the key.
He's going in the laser bridge. I see.
This is laser bridge, yes. So he gets his key here.
He'll be able to go all the way through the back without locking himself out.
Yep, and he'll get the mirror.
Okay.
He's still behind Schulzer, but God, it's still not a fire source. Gosh.
Yeah.
I suppose if you're reading the logic, you'd think, well, I have Ether, it's probably for something, but you could say the same about Quake. Alright, let's watch Schulzer find nothing in Swamp, because of course. The other benefit of mirrorless TR, or just going to Laser Bridge first, is that Dark Room is a little bit easier, you just hold up. So if you're not comfortable with Dark Rooms, but you are comfortable with Overworld Glitches, then that's a worthwhile one to learn.
I feel like that's a very small set of runners, though.
Well, you know, when you play this mode enough, you stop doing TR forwards, and you just never learn that Dark Room forwards. I used to know how to do it, and then I forgot because I never do it anymore.
Man, that Pokey really got away from him there.
Alright, nice diver down from Schulzer, doing the dive bomber setup to do left side swamp first. No, he's 2 items from go mode. And he's already full cleared so much of the world. Skipping left side swamp doesn't make any sense unless you haven't found map and compass yet.
No, especially with how few checks are left, it's definitely not worth it.
The one downside of this route in TR is you orphan the big chest if you don't commit to exiting there. Having no fire rod or ice rod, it actually does make sense to exit there just to set your mirror point so you can death warp back to it. I didn't catch if Krithel did that. Krithel, this is bad. Okay, so he skipped the pokey key, but he doesn't have a fire rod to collect the keys up here, so he's going to have to double dip this to fight Trinex. Oh, this is bad.
He did not take it.
He didn't take it, so he can't go to Trinex. He has to dip the front again to get a key.
So he just skipped the Pokey 1 key is what I'm...
Yeah, he just skipped a pokey key. I'm not sure why. Maybe he forgot that he didn't have access to the keys in the front, or just expected to find a key in the compass room. Another location in the mirror opened up actually was Mimic Cave. Oh, maybe he comes back in there later to do big chest in Mimic Cave, hope to find a big key, or a small key in the big chest. Alright, Schulzer, having already cleared the front, is going to take that big key he found back to the big chest, just so he doesn't have to double dip swamp.
Oh yeah, when you find it in the sunken chest there, it is faster just to backtrack for just a little bit.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Assuming you're not going to already go back in for left side, which he won't because he already went there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I missed it while we were looking at Krethel's side, but apparently Schulzer did find the ice rod in swamp.
Oh yeah, I guess he did.
So now we're just a fire rod from go mode.
Krithel will find it too, I think. I don't think he skips left side swamp having just found the mirror in TR. He's gonna lose time into having to get that key back in TR. And he's already a little bit behind. I don't think Schulzer has any progress missing that Krithel has done, if I'm not mistaken. Like I see his tracker,
I don't think so.
They have the same crystals. Schulzer just did it faster, I guess.
The only thing that Krithel hasn't done, I believe, is the book. He didn't get... Where was the book?
Purple chest.
Purple chest, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing I'm really looking at is actual game progress. Like, if they hit go mode right, then who's in the lead? It's clearly Schulzer, right?
Oh, yeah, by... Not by much, but...
No, by a lot. By the entire Swamp Palace and Krithel having to redip TR. So Krithel has to find the fire rod first to have a chance here. Or has to find a sword and have a sword advantage, but with the silver arrows, that's less important. Well, not much has opened up. I mean, Ice Rod is not progression. It's just...
It's not.
So
at least not without Fire Rod.
Again, it's going to be one of those horrible locations like Meyer, or it's going to be the other 3 locations at the mirror line. I think the worst thing they could find right now is Bombos.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Lamp would be
that would open up
too.
all of Ice Palace to...
We don't want Lamp, because that opens up Meyer in logic. Okay, Schulzer's doing Pyramid Fairy Clip, by the way, if you're wondering what that looks like. He set up a portal while screen wrapped. You'll see it here when he walks into the courtyard. I'm sure Krithel will do it too, so you'll get another chance to see that. There it is, the portal. So every time he drops down the mountain without correcting his camera, his map position falls down. And that map position is what determines where your mirror...
It is.
Oh, there it is.
1 hour, 14 minutes, and
Schulzer
9
wins,
seconds.
then. But I think Krithel goes there next. So he's going to be about a dungeon behind, maybe a little more because of TR.
Yeah.
Because where else do you go, right? Oh, that TR small
place to be Misery Mire, and it isn't great.
Yeah.
Because it's only you might not even get both items, so it makes more sense to go to Pyramid Fairy where you could get guaranteed 2 items. But Schulzer, oh, never mind. Yeah, Ice Palace is required. We just, yep.
He's got to do this. It's going to be in go mode. It's going to be very fast. Krithel's one advantage, I guess, is if he finds a sword while retrieving the key. I don't think that happens though, because they're both keys. I don't see a way for Krithel to come back from this.
Oh, not without some very unfortunate stuff happening in GT.
Is Schulzer looking for a sword, or is he not actually in go mode? He's in go mode, right?
Yeah, he's in go mode. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a quick check. If you find a sword there, then that's cool. You know, I don't think he was. He'll probably check a few checks, because Ice Palace isn't that much slower non-go mode than go mode when you do have the Cane of Samaria, so I wouldn't be fault him for checking a few of the very quick checks that are along the way. Because if you can find that sword, that's a lot of time save on Ganon.
Mm-hmm. And he has to pick up this key here. I wonder if one of the things he's looking for is a key. Because if he finds a key, then he doesn't have to lift that rock. And then maybe he also finds a sword, so even though it doesn't save time... There's a lamp in Ice Palace.
It's
fire locked.
Not going to be that helpful.
Unless Bombos is sitting in Mire, then that's required.
Yeah.
That is a required Fire Rod-less TR. Also a required lampless TR. Which means he had to go in without the ability to clear. Locking both rods. Ugh.
Yeah.
So gross. What is this seed? This is, yeah, I mean, having that mirror... The mirrorless laser bridge does help a lot in the seed. It didn't matter for Schulzer. I'm not sure where Krithel fell behind other than the extra partial GT climb. Might have just been execution because Schulzer is a beast, but Krithel's no slouch either. Alright, simultaneous crystal grabs. You can see Schulzer is an entire Ice Palace and Pyramid Fairy clip ahead. And also, whatever time it takes Krithel to get a key out of Turtle Rock. Oh, he's just... Okay. Krithel's... I'm wondering, is this actually the close race that... Maybe it was game 2 that was close, because this doesn't look like it's going to be close. I think Schulzer has to hard lock or something. He has to, like, try to do Turtle Rock map wrap or something and fail. Like, that's the only way I can see this going wrong for him. And I don't think anybody in this tournament knows how to do that. I did come into this unspoiled, so I did not confirm if this was actually a close race, but it was a very interesting seed. I'm glad I got to see it live with everybody here. By the way, give our runners a follow. They're here with us, watching us scrutinize their every move. And suffering through the seed for your entertainment. Also follow my co-commentator Kono Tyran on this restream for us, doing the technical work required to make a restream happen. I suppose Smith Chain is kind of something that Mirror doesn't really open up, but makes nicer, having not done it yet. This actually makes a little bit sense.
And the flute too. Having both the mirror and the flute makes purple chest turn in very quick.
It says more item does.
Unfortunately for Krithel, it's the book, which just opens up more checks, which is not great. I mean, I guess because you're here, I'm still not fully in Overworld Glitches mode. To me, that's a very far away check.
No, it's right here.
Not in Overworld Glitches.
This is actually a really convenient place to find the book if you're to do it.
Yeah.
I guess he doesn't know the teleport from the right side either. It makes me a little sad because it's the same teleport. You just do it on the other side. It's just so rare that you get the book that late that you come from that side.
Both Krithel and Schulzer getting dead rocked in the exact same way. There.
Oh, that's cute. You got double dead rock too.
Yeah.
Krithel's gonna do Ether Tablet. He can't do this on the way, so he's actually skipping Ether Tablet and going straight to Pyramid Fairy. The way to get Ether Tablet, he would have to correct his camera, and correcting the camera is it would ruin the Pyramid Fairy clip because then your mirror would just go where it's supposed to go instead of where it's not supposed to go. All right, this is the mirror app for Schulzer. I don't know what he's doing here. This isn't gonna work. He's gonna get stuck in the wall. Oh, okay, this is a setup I don't know. What is a Schulzer? Where did you learn this? He mirror wrapped like 2 tiles higher than I normally know how to. Where did he learn this? He didn't learn it from anybody I know, because I've never seen it done this way before. Alright, there's go mode for Krithel. He's got a little bit of catching up to do. Schulzer would have to map wrap and hard lock to fail this. Oh, there's a sword. It's not enough, though.
No. Doesn't save that much time.
Like, if Schulzer goes for the map wrap and falls behind, it's still worth getting to see that, because that's a tech I don't even know how to do. It's not hard to learn, but it's extremely risky because you can hard lock. And you pretty much only do it after doing Trinex, so you would lose a dungeon's progress every time it happened. Alright, this is the last crystal for us. Just GT climb left. I already have the big key, so no guessing game for us. Schulzer is saying he learned the mirror wrap from me, from a guide I made. But the guide is just a map with numbers on it, so he sees the number and he clicks it. It's possible that the video I linked has that method in it. Oh, this is cool. I'm realizing something about Schulzer's route through Ice Palace. Getting Pengator Room gave him a big key, which allowed him to skip the backtracking to the switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So you're looking for a sword, but also finding a small key, lets you skip something up here, but also finding a big key lets you skip the backtracking and saves time. So there's enough things that you can find that are good that it's worth doing.
Krithel, having found that tempered sword, though, isn't doing any extra checks, and is... Or at least not
the lamp.
Slower ones.
It's right there. You just do it.
He skipped the one in the room right above it. The H room.
Yeah, because that one you have to, like, step on a switch
slow.
and... Yeah.
And that one, because it's slow. You gotta kill 2 enemies.
Mm-hmm. And use up your magic.
Right. That's valuable fire rod magic for Cold Stare.
Oh, Schulzer doesn't map out to Skull Woods because it's dependent. And also he probably doesn't know how. And that was the only scenario I could think of where he loses his race. Because he can get, like... He can despawn GT and be okay.
And honestly, how often does that actually happen? Not a lot.
Yeah, there was one race in this tournament where somebody was like 3 frames off from it and gave his mentor a heart attack, but didn't actually get the glitch. Because it is frame perfect.
It is.
But you could hear it. It was like 3 frames. It was a,
you gotta get that start of the jingle on the exact same frame that you do the transition.
Mm-hmm.
Can also happen in Ice Palace, but it's not nearly as bad in Ice Palace because you're just 1 room in.
Yeah.
And not, 3/4 of a climb up.
Yeah, and it also requires you to like kill all the enemies in that room, and most people don't do that. And they have to give you RNG so that you're killing one of them on like the last frame when you enter the door and the door opens. So it takes a lot of stars have to align. I really like Schulzer's I really like Schulzer's rupee count here.
It is a very nice rupee count.
Oh, he's doing desert. This makes sense. Flute
he still needs to do it. Yeah.
I'm curious how he solves the TR problem. Does he recognize that he doesn't have a key? Or does he try to go to try next from a mirror wrap?
We'll find out here in
like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Tempered sword for Schulzer.
Oh, hey, there's the tempered.
Well, there goes the one thing Krithel had going.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
I forgot where the sword. Oh yeah, it was on the pyramid. Schulzer saved and quit out of Pyramid Fairy, and Krithel didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't think it's faster to mirror wrap and walk to the pokey. But I might be wrong. I think... I'm not sure. It doesn't feel like it would be faster, but you do get to mirror back to laser. I think I would just like walk there, open it with ether, and then mirror wrap from the other side. Because you can just drop down to the land bridge and do a manual. Alright, good Agatu, Schulzer is ready to drop down to Ganon. Krithel is gonna mirror wrap and learn the bad news here. Oh no, he's just, he knows. He's getting his key. Yeah, open front door of TR, then mirror wrap manual lineup. Espion is saying that is probably faster. Krithel, where are you? He's going through the middle.
Maybe he doesn't realize.
Is the big chest a small key? Oh, it is. Yeah.
Maybe.
He knows this is a small key. Oh, it's not a small key. Nope.
Nope.
It's just really, really slow. No. Oh, he chose the worst way to do TR.
Going in the back. Okay.
I almost think it might be faster to save and quit and do the mirror wrap than to try and go forward. I don't know, though. Maybe? I mean, that if that was a key and it was a 2 chance it was a key, that would have been faster than opening it with ether, but I don't know about what comes after, where you have to like walk through TR. Alright, Schulzer can fall to Ganon and be fine. So I'm not too worried about him. He's just gonna get a triple here, isn't he? Nope.
Oh, not quite.
Just shy of a triple, but that's GG for him.
There you go. Yep.
Alright, I think Krithel saw the dot done and probably knows. No, he's going. He just decided that was the fastest way to exit. Now he sees it.
Now he sees it, yep.
Alright, GG,
so,
Krithel.
Schulzer finishes with an official time of 1:29.27. GG. And Krithel does DNF.
So, if either of you in chat would like to join us for an interview, we are here. We can pull you in. If you haven't already said what you want to say. Alright, Schulzer has declined an interview. He's on his phone, and that would be a very...
Okay.
Giving us plenty of information in chat, though, if you're watching on the VOD. Get the insights that we were getting. Alright, so this was our last pairing for week 2 of brackets. Week 3 will begin. Week 3 is semifinals. We got two people facing each other twice. So we got not 2 people, 2 pairs of people. We're gonna be Dante. I actually have to look this up. I forgot how the brackets go. Then we got Krubble is going to be racing Don Venier. Dante is going to be racing Schulzer. So let's see. We're going to try and get those live if we can. If not, we'll get the vodcast. These are going to be some very close matchups. Knowing these runners, I can't even predict which one's going to win because they're all very close to each other. So keep an eye out for that this coming week. The next week after that will be our finals and bronze match. And then we'll also do a little bit of a throwdown between the 5 through 8. So you'll get to see Krithel again if he chooses to participate in that. And keep an eye out today for it'll either be me doing comms or this is going to be a week 1 race between Voidsoul and Professor Render. It was very close. Sorry, this one wasn't actually as close as I was told, but that one was. I did see the results. So that's going to be happening probably soon. Keep an ear out. And with that, we're just going to let the credits roll. Once again, give our crew as well. And our podcast, Go Mode Podcast, is a podcast hosted by 3 members of the Rando community who every other week do an episode themed on a Link to the Past randomizer, giving interviews to members of the community and discussing strategies for playing the game. They have graciously hosted this tournament for us in the spirit of learning how to play Link to the Past. Put together this format where we can teach people overworld glitches, which is kind of niche mode that a lot of people don't really know how to get in. It's actually much easier than you might think. Most of these runners have not touched a single glitch and learned in 1 week how to play. So you too could learn how to play overworld glitches. Just stop by our Discord and ask anybody. There's plenty of mentors who are no longer mentoring races who are willing to help out anybody who asks.